the meeting of heaven and earth, permanency and impermanency, existence and non-existence. There's that story about the great and renowned samurai called Tadamasi. Now Tadamasi was in the employ of the shogun of the day, but in all his life he'd only known war, constantly having to fight battles for the shogun against those invaders from other provinces. But there came a time that there was a civil war going on in the country. So Tadamasi was again called to arms. But Tadamasi was not just a great samurai. He was also a follower of Zen and would often go to the Kenjo temple to be in the presence of the master, the Zen master, Edo. Now it so happened that after a certain battle, Tadamasi came to the temple to visit with the master, just as Master Edo was conducting a tea ceremony. So, in his armor and bloodied from the battlefield, Tadamasi came in to Master Edo's presence and was handed a cup of tea, which he immediately dropped to the floor and stood on, smashing it. And so Master Edo asked the question, "How does it stand with you?" And Tadamasi answered, "Heaven and earth are completely shattered." And so, after a short while, Master Edo again said to Tadamasi, "If heaven and earth are completely shattered, how does it stand with you?" And with that, Tadamasi crossed his arms and bowed low in seeming supplication to Master Edo. And Master Edo slapped him across the face, and Tadamasi winced from the pain of his injuries. Master Edo said, "Heaven and earth are still apart." But just then, the conch shell sounded, calling Tadamasi back to the battlefield. So again, answering that call, he went off. But then, after the battle was over, Tadamasi returned to the temple and came into the presence of Master Edo. This time he was bloodied from the battlefield, and Master Edo asked him, "Now, how does it stand with you?" And with that, Tadamasi leant on his sword and left his body. So the question that's asked of us is, what does it mean to fall on our sword? And if you don't mind, I'll tell you my personal story. And that is when I came to Kuranda after leaving Hawaii and being with the Divine Mother for so many years, and her telling me Go, you don't need me anymore. I arrived to this unfinished, unpainted house in Kuranda, with nowhere to go and nothing to be and nothing to do. So I paced up and down. I sat in a papasan chair in the corner and used every mantra and affirmation that I could remember to try to bring some semblance of peace. But it didn't come until finally it seems I must have worn myself out, and silence fell, darkness fell. After sitting there for how long, there is no recollection. I came out of that experience, and again I paced back and forth along the veranda, sitting in the papasan chair and sighing, railing against the powers that be. Why am I still here? This life is just an illusion, a play of light, and even the light is not real. Why am I still here? Again and again, I asked myself. And then I fell on my sword. What does it mean? How would you interpret this story for yourself? How would you interpret my story? What does it mean to fall on our sword? How would you interpret this story? What is your experience? Is it clear now for you where heaven and earth, existence and non-existence, permanency and impermanency meet? What does it mean to fall on our sword?